This week I'm bringing you a pulp adventure with Perilous Tales from Mike Hutchinson, the author of Gaslands. So pop on your fedora, grab your bullwhip, and let's go! Alrighty then, let's meet our first crew. These are Butch Sullivan's Stalwart Adventurers. These are our heroes for tonight. We are starring Butch Sullivan over here. I've forgotten his name already. Mr. Patterson, Lighthouse Keeper. We have Ahmed, the Eagle-Eyed, Umbatu, and this is Marcus, of course, named after the Indiana Jones character. So these guys are going to be our heroes for tonight. As we're playing the mummy scenario tonight, we're facing off against Imhotep here at the back. We have the High Priestess of Karnak and a bunch of cultists. So I'm going to get the board set up for tonight's game. I'll manoeuvre the camera around. We're going to run a static camera tonight. It just keeps my hands free because I'm still learning the rule set. And I'll do my best to move the camera around and follow the action. And here we are, all set up for tonight's game. We've got an Egyptian table borrowed from my very large collection of pulp gaming stuff that I've been playing for probably 20 years now. So this is one of the earliest pulp board setups I built many moons ago. I think Butch has been here on several occasions, usually accompanied by Dirk Savage, but he's not here tonight. So, board setup. We're playing the aggressive villain setup. The three objectives for tonight are set explosives, so I have to set explosives on any three pieces of scenery on the villain side of the board. So I think we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of scenery. I think we'll do there. We have destroy the idol, which is this little Egyptian snake idol in the middle here, and hunt the fiends. So I've done a few bits and pieces to make it a bit easier. I whipped up a quick game tracker in Word earlier, just so I can track my threat level and turn number, not have spare dice kicking all over the place. And I'm a massive fan of stat cards, so save me skipping through the rulebook all the time. I've whipped together a couple of stat cards with the basic stats and the rules for Imhotep, because he's quite complicated. The bad guys are all going to be underneath some of these markers. These are all numbered underneath. We'll flip them over as and when we get to them. And the heroes are going to start on the back line here. I'm not going to do a walk through the rules. If you want a good walk through the rules, I suggest you head over to Guerrilla Miniature Games. Ash Barker did a cracking version of the rules, walk through, talk through the basic mechanics, that sort of stuff. I'm just going to crack on and play. So I'm going to set up a static cam now, and I will see you in a few moments. Okay then, so we're beginning with turn 1. One thing I've forgotten to walk through is the special abilities the characters have. So, Butch Sullivan in the middle here, he has Tough Guy, of course. Mr. Patterson, the Lighthouse Keeper, I've given him binoculars, that represents his lamp, so he can stare off at things and flip markers over and check what they are beforehand. Umbatu has Brute, so he's really good in melee combat. Ahmed has Hair Trigger, so he can trigger a shoot action when a marker is revealed in line of sight. And Marcus finally has medical kit as his skill. As I saw from Ash's video, you take a lot of wounds, so I think it was a wise choice to sort of take those skills. Okay, so we're going to start off. I think the most obvious starting point is going to be Mr. Patterson. He's going to simply take a look at this marker over here in line of sight over there, and we reveal that as a 2. So that would be the High Priestess. So we're going to leave that there. And the second marker, I'm going to check it over here. That's number 3, which I believe is a cultist in this game. So I'll put a couple of dice on top of them. I'm going to use blue dice so I don't mix them up with wound dice. 2 and 3. So that's his 2 actions. Next up, so Ahmed's the one that can trigger a shot. Now the cultist is probably the easier one to take out. So I think Ahmed's just going to move up to this truck here. That's about 4 inches. That's probably the easiest starting move. Who's going to trigger it? Probably should be Butch, because he's got tough guy. So I want to manoeuvre Umbatu into position to charge in next turn. I need to kind of clear the way and get to that idol as quick as possible. I'm quite glad that Imhotep's not here, because A, he's got a very complicated set of rules which I'll have to skim over, and B, he's pretty tough and hits like a truck. So I think we'll stick away 6 inches away from here, which is about here-ish. So I think Umbatu can just move over here, like that. Marcus can double move over to the centre, make sure he's in position to do some healing. And Butch will make a move action to there, and then a second move action. Let's get some cover here. Not that it covers a particular problem in this game. I think only Imhotep has a ranged attack. So that's it. So moving into, so he's outside of 6 of this one, he's inside 6 of this one. So that triggers the end of the turn. I flip this over to 3, take it off, and I place a cultist within 1 inch of Butch. I think this is right. When a villainous model is revealed, it will ambush the model that revealed the threat. This interrupts the hero's turn and causes the villains to immediately seize the initiative. If you are ambushed, follow these steps. Spotted a spelling mistake. Place the ambushing model within 1 inch of the revealer. So that was Butch, so he's within 1 inch of there. And as close to the threat marker, within 1 inch of the revealer, and close to the threat marker that revealed it as possible. So yes, he's basically got to be in the same direction as the threat marker. So there we go. So one thing happens at that point is Ahmed, because he has eagle-eyed, no, he has hair trigger. Eagle-eyed's his name from my usual pub games. He's going to take a quick shot at that cultist there. So shooting wise, we get 1 difficulty dice. It's disadvantaged because he's in cover, so I roll 2 and take away the lower. He has a skill of 2 and he gets +1 because he is shooting. I'll find somewhere I can roll these where you're going to be able to see them. So there we go, I'm hoping you can see those. So I've got a pair of 9, so difficulty of 9, scoring a 1, a 2 and a 4, so they all missed. That's pretty poor shooting. He did far better in my test game. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. I'm next going to roll for the bad guy's turn. So first of all, we roll a pair of difficulty dice. That's a 4 and a 2, it doesn't matter, because essentially we just move the threat level from 0 to 1. Next up, the enemies activate. So the cultist is going to activate. He doesn't need to move because he's already within 1 inch of an enemy. They are aggressive, I believe. He's going to make an attack against Butch. He has a skill of 5 and a difficulty dice. So we'll roll these. So skill dice, the difficulty dice rolled a 9. We got a 3, a 2, a 7 and a 10. So the 10 automatically works and the 9 also equals the difficulty. So he deals 2 damage to Butch Sullivan. Now Butch has tough guy, so he ignores the first hit. So he takes a single point of damage. And that's it, that ends the enemy's turn. Okay, so for turn 2, I'm going to start activating. I think I'd actually rather Batu did his best to take this guy out. And he's actually, oh, he's not wounded yet. I want to keep Butch fairly free to move around. So I think about this. Lighthouse Keeper can move and look at some stuff again. Marcus can do his healing. I think first of all, Ahmed's going to take a shot at him. Let's try and weaken him up first. Umbatu can go and finish him. and that leaves Butch free to kind of roam around a little bit. Oh, actually, I need to put some damage on that statue. So I'm going to do a shot at the statue first of all, from Ahmed. That's 3 dice. I'll roll them over here. Difficulty 9. He scores a single 10, which does a point of damage on the statue. So pop that over there. I've got to do 10 points of damage to the idol to destroy it. No, he's going to shoot the idol again because it's a nice easy shot. This is disadvantaged because of cover. So let's try and push this down. So we've got a difficulty of 6 and we score a single 9, so that pushes it up to 2 damage. Okay. So that's Marcus activated. I could have done with some activation markers actually. I think Umbatu is going to go next. He's going to make a single move to within an inch of this guy, and he's going to attack. Now he's attacking someone who's outnumbered. Let me just have a quick look at this. No, supported, that's the one I wanted. If there are other friendly models engaged with the target and one or more of those models aren't engaged by enemy models, the attack gains advantage. What that means is I roll 2 difficulty dice and I take away the higher of the 2. So Umbatu normally gets 2 dice and he gets an additional dice. Is it 1 dice for his skill? Hang on. Activations, episode setup, build a crew. Brute plus 2 skill, so I'll start that again. So he gets 2 dice for his difficulty, takes away the highest of the 2. He gets 2 dice for his skill, and he gets another 2 dice for his brute ability. So I'll roll those over here. Okay, we take the highest of those away. That leaves a 3. Now this guy's a minion, so it always requires at least a 4 to hit him. So that becomes a 4 really. So the only one that missed was that. So I've done 3 damage to him. Not quite enough to take him out, but that was pretty good. I think Butch is going to be up next. Let's finish him off. So Butch is he's the hero, so he gets 4 dice for his skill value. I'm still advantaged, so I'm going to roll 2 difficulty dice to take away the highest again. So we've got 7 and 5, we'll take the 7 away, leaving a 5. We've got a 1, a 3, a 4 and an 8. So I do a single point of damage to him, which is enough to kill the cultist. That's him out of the way. That wasn't too bad. I think Butch is going to use his second action to just take a pot shot at the idol. So that's a 5 dice attack. Got a difficulty 4 there, so that missed. So he's pumped in another 5 damage to it. So that takes it up to 7. That was pretty good actually. Okay. I think the lighthouse guy is just going to move over here and he's going to take a shot at it as well. Now he's only got 2 dice, plus 1 for his shooting, and 1 difficulty dice. Let's try and pop this idol off nice and early. There we go. Got a difficulty of 2. So yep, that has been destroyed. So that's taken off, and that's worth 3 victory points at the end of the game. That's a great start. Thank you very much, Mr. Lighthouseman. Sorry, Mr. Patterson. Okay, so we got Marcus. Now, I'm going to try and heal Butch, I think. Let's just do that. So let's skim over to my actions. First aid. So first aid takes 2. Range 1 inch. I'm over an inch away. Right, okay, so I need to move to him to get the heal. That's going to be a bit of a pain, especially with my hero being the one I want to heal at the moment. He wants to be trouncing people and being heroic like. So, Marcus, what are you going to do? I think he's just going to move over to here, because if I activate him first next time, he can heal the wound before I do anything else. So that's the end of my go. Everyone's activated. There's nothing else to do. So I'm going to roll for the villain's turn, and we start with a threat level. So now I'm rolling 2 difficulty dice and a single threat level dice. Take away the highest, so it's a difficulty of 2. Scores 1 success. So crawling chaos. All heroic models take a horror check, and then we apply the threatening overture results. I'm going to move that up anyway. So a horror check is simply a skill check for each of the characters. So we'll do Ahmed first. He gets a 5 and gets a 5, so that's fine. Mr. Patterson has a difficulty of 9 but scores a 10, so he's fine. Marcus here gets a difficulty of 9, also scores a 10, and Umbatu gets a difficulty of 10 and auto fails. Clearly the cultist shook him up a little bit, and he's going to back off. He's supposed to be directly away from the nearest marker, so he's going to have to essentially back off around this car a little bit. Last character to go is Butch, and he's going to take a horror check. Here we go. He gets a 4 and just about passes it with a 5. So they're all fine. Cool. That's a horror check done. I've moved the threat level up. Now there's no active enemies at the moment, so nothing else can happen. So we'll move on swiftly. Back onto the hero's turn. We're now on turn 3. This is going way better than Ash's game. Now I think I'm going to trigger the lighthouse keeper first of all. I'm going to flip this marker up here, and that's number 5. That is another cultist. Now the only other one within line of sight of him is probably this one over here, and that's a 7 there. So that's a 7. So the cultist in the middle, which means one of those 2 at the back there is Imhotep, and the other one is going to be another cultist. Hang on, there's another marker over here as well. So I think I'm going to swing around this side. I'm going to try and skip the High Priestess, and I'm going to head around that side of the board, this side of the board, to get into some of the action. So I'm going to switch this camera around a bit. Okay then, so Lighthouse Keeper's been, Ahmed is fine. Umbatu can get off first, so I've just put my tape measure down somewhere. He's going to do a jog. He's going to do a jog round the back of here to about there-ish. So that's 2 move actions for him. Marcus is going to trigger next. He's going to do his first aid skill, so that's a 2 action point skill. So that takes his whole turn. +1 skill, heal 2 wounds per success. So he's got 2 dice normally. Rolls an additional dice and a difficulty dice. I heal 2 wounds per success. I only need to heal 1, so we'll just roll these in the middle. He gets a 1 for his difficulty, so that's automatically healed. That's Butch back at fighting strength again. That's pretty good. So that's Marcus been, Lighthouse Keeper's been, Umbatu's been, so it's just Butch and... Okay, so there's just Ahmed to go, so he's going to take a little jog over to the side of this van over here. That keeps him with a pretty good line of sight over this side of the board. And do we be brave? Do we be brave with Butch and just shoot over here and trigger that one without knowing what it is? Where's the middle of the table? Because one of my other missions is set explosives, so I need to get onto past that line there. That was very handily set up. So I've destroyed the idol, set explosives, hunt the fiends. Okay. So I think Butch is going to go. He's going to avoid 6 inches of that. So as long as he doesn't step beyond that, he's fine. So he's going to jog over to, let's pull it back a little bit. We'll jog over to there and just, is that within 6 of it? Yeah, that's within 6 of it. So we're going to jog over to there. I've just realised I've moved Ahmed to the worst possible place there. So we'll flip and reveal it. This marker is a 6. So pop that back over there. 6 is 1,000 cuts. So 1,000 cuts. When revealed, the revealer suffers a skill 3 attack. It remains in play. If a heroic model activates within 6 inches of this threat, they suffer a skill 3 attack. Oh, that's a bit of a pain to have on that side. That means it's not a very clear path for me. So skill 3 attack on Butch. Difficulty 3, he gets a 3 and a 9, which means he's just taken 2 wounds. He ignores the first one, so he takes a single wound. Not awful. But that means I can't sneak over that side now, because otherwise, most likely some of my weaker guys are going to go down pretty quick, as they've only got a few wounds. What, 8 each? 8 each? Yeah, okay, they should be all right. I could probably take a few, but I might have to just pile into the centre. And I might have to deal with this High Priestess as quick as possible. Okay, so that is the end of the hero's turn. First of all, we're going to tackle the threat level. I'm going to roll 2 dice, and I think we're on threat level 2. I've managed to nudge the threat level marker. I think I'm on 2, so I rolled 1 dice last time. I did Crawling Chaos, didn't I? So we take the highest away, it's a 2. If 1 failed, it's 1 success. So all heroic models take a horror check and then apply the threatening overture result. No, it's just the threat level. So heroic horror tests. Mr. Patterson, first of all, gets a 4 and scores a 4 on his skill dice. Marcus gets a 3 difficulty and scores a 7. Ahmed gets a difficulty of 2 and scores a 2 and a 3. These are some pretty low rolls here. Mbatu gets a difficulty of 9 again and does a runner. Nearest one is there, so he's going to move back 4 inches this way. Just out of shot, hiding behind this rather nice blue van. And finally, the boss man himself gets a 3 for his difficulty and aces it with 3 successes. Cool. So we've still got no villainous enemies active. We've moved the threat level up to 3 at the end of turn 3, so we'll move on to turn 4. Right, beginning of turn 4, first of all, move the turn marker on, and it's out to activations. So there's only 1 marker left, 2 markers, 3 markers left. I could do with knowing what, I know what 6 is, that's been flipped and stays in play. Can't see that one, and getting any view on that one's going to be quite difficult. So I think first of all, we're going to get Ahmed to get into position. Sorry, I'll stick my hand in front of the camera. He's going to just move over to here, staying outside of 6 of it, but getting a bit of a aim on that. He probably actually should be wider. So he'll do that. I might use a lighthouse man to trigger this one. Mbatu is going to jog all the way around back into the game again. So 8 inches, we'll put him next to Ahmed here. Butch is going to come back to Marcus just here with 1 action, and that's it. I keep forgetting he's got 3 actions, hasn't he? I've only been doing 2 on him. Okay, doesn't matter. So he's going to move back to there. That's it for now. Marcus is going to try and heal him. So we get a difficulty of 6 and 3 successes. So he heals up that 1 wound. So that's Marcus. Lighthouse Keeper is last. So he's just going to jog over here. He's almost served his usefulness. And that's just within 6. So we'll flip that for 2 and reveal the High Priestess, who gets placed within 1 inch there. So that triggers the end of the turn for the heroes. It also triggers Ahmed's hair trigger. So he's going to take a quick shot first of all. A difficulty of 5. He scores 2 successes. So as she pops out for ambush, she immediately takes 2 wounds. Right then, it's the beginning of the villainous turn. So we're going to do the threat check first of all. So we're on to threat level 3. So we've got 3 dice plus the difficulty die. Roll that over here. We've got a difficulty. Oh, it's a disadvantage roll. So we take the 6 away. It's a 5. So we've got a 3, a 4, and 8. That's a single success. So that is crawling chaos once again. So these horror checks to start with Mr. Patterson. He gets C passes. Batu. He fails again. He is the scariest bodyguard you've ever seen. So he's going to disappear, this time 4 inches away from the High Priestess. Ahmed succeeds. Marcus succeeds. And finally Butch. Over here. Difficulty 3, yeah, he succeeds as well. So it's just Batu. Okay then, so and then we move the threat level up 1 point, so it's now threat level of 4. Now up to the High Priestess's turn, so she is going to attack. So the High Priestess is aggressive and she has a skill level of 6. So she's going to be lashing out at poor old Mr. Patterson, the lighthouse keeper here. So all these dice are here. So she has rolled a 4 as a difficulty, so we have 1, a 2 and a 3 there to take away. A pair of 4s and 9, so that's 3 hits, 3 damage on the lighthouse keeper. There we go, and that is the end of the villainous turn. It's now up to our heroes to sort this out. Let's move the turn number on, we're now on to turn 4. I could do with getting the lighthouse keeper back to Marcus to heal that. I could do with getting Batu to do something. So what we're going to do next, I think the first thing to do is Ahmed is going to take a shot. It's a 3 dice attack against the High Priestess. He gets a difficulty of 5. He scores 2 4s and 6, so he does a single point of damage to her. And I'll take a second shot. Difficulty 4, and he gets 2 5s and a 9, so that takes her up to 6 damage so far. She has 6 wounds, that is her removed. That was unthreatening. Okay. That's Ahmed done. Oh, I've just removed his wounds. Let's put that back on again. So, Mr. Lighthouse Keeper, I don't see any of these. I may have had to trigger that when Batu came around here before, but I fortunately forgot all about it. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, because that will end his turn. So Lighthouse Keeper is going to move back to Marcus. Marcus is going to make a heal check. He gets a 10 difficulty, so he can't heal. That's a bit of pain. Batu's going to jog over here. What's Butch going to do? I think Butch is going to move over here. Just outside 6 of that one. And Batu's going to move up to here. No, up to here. On the edge of 6 of that and trigger it. It's a 1. It is Imhotep. So here is our Imhotep. He's going to drop on down here. Not sure you can actually see him. He's just behind this hut here. So that ends the hero's turn for this round. I'm going to move on to the villain's turn. Oh no, sorry, he doesn't get placed there. He gets placed within 1 inch of the person who triggered the event, doesn't he? So he gets triggered right there. That's slightly different. I'm slightly more scared now. First up, Ahmed is going to shoot. He's got line of sight to him there, just through this gap down there to the edge of edge base. Imhotep has, how many wounds does Imhotep have? 12 wounds, so that's be interesting. He rolls a 10 for his difficulty, so he fails that shot. Clearly surprised as the Lord of Undeath arrives, covered in scarabs and horrific visage. Okay, so we'll roll our threat check next for the beginning of the villainous turn. We have a threat level of 4. So 4 dice plus a 2 of those, 3 and 3, it doesn't really matter. So we have a 3 and we have 3 successes from the shadows. Place a new minion model within 1 inch of a heroic model with the fewest number of heroic models within 3 inches of it. That's probably within 3 inches of Butch. So I'm just going to grab another cultist. And I'll pop him on this side of Butch over here. And next we're going to apply the Crawling Chaos result. So all heroic models must take a horror check. So I'll start with Butch. Got the right dice here. It's 2, and he gets plenty of 2s to match that. So he's fine. Ahmed here gets a 9. He fails. He's going to flee 4 inches away from the nearest enemy, which is probably this way. Mr. Patterson gets difficulty 2, gets an 8, so he's fine. Marcus here passes, and Umbatu. Let's see if Umbatu can actually pass a check for once. Yes, he can. There we go. And he's stood in front of probably the scariest fella here. That's going to be interesting. Okay, and then finally we apply the threatening overture effect result and move the threat level up to 5. Okay, sorry if the sound went a bit wonky then. I forgot to plug my mic back in. But I'm going to pick it up from there. So we've just done the threat check table, and now we're on to activating the bad guys. So we will start with... Let's start with the cultist. We'll start with the easy one. So the cultist is already within 1 inch of Butch, so he's just going to hit Butch. There's no extra models there, so it's a straight attack. He is skill 5, so 5 dice. Oh, ouch. He got a difficulty of 1, and so therefore succeeded with everything. So Butch takes 5 damage. Youch. That's okay. We're fine. We're fine. Not a problem. Not going to be... Yeah. He's got 12 wounds, so he's halfway there. Okay, and next we're going to do Imhotep. Now he's got a skill of 7, 2, 4, 6, and 1 more dice, 7, 1 difficulty. So let's roll these over here. Okay, we came up with a difficulty of 6, so they miss, they miss, they miss, they miss, they miss, they all miss. So Umbatu takes 2 damage. Oh dear, Marcus is going to be working overtime now. Okay, that is... Oh, I've forgotten to do something. I've forgotten to do the Imhotep rules. So, Love Eternal. When revealed, select 1 member of the heroic party. Right, I'm going to randomise that. So, go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ahmed over here. 5 is Butch. 6 I'll re-roll. Got a 5. It's Butch. Butch is the target of Imhotep's love. Is he in base contact with Princess Anarcha? If yes... Move both Imhotep. No, okay, no. This would suggest that he should move first. However, he's engaged with Umbatu. So I would suggest actually he should attack his chosen target first before moving towards the princess. I'm not sure if he's just supposed to ignore her. I'm going to play it that he's got to fight off Umbatu first to free himself up. I think that makes slightly more sense. I'll check that at some point. So we will end the villain's turn there. We'll flip the dice onto a turn number 6 and kick off with the heroes. So, oh, and I just remembered, Butch shouldn't have taken 5, he should have taken 4 damage. So I think Ahmed's going to trigger first here. He's going to take a shot over at this cultist. If Ahmed can kill the cultist, it frees Butch up to deal with the mummy itself. So let's roll some dice. You got a success rate of 2. I'll reroll that one because it's cocked. We've got 3 successes, so that's a straight 3 hits on the cultist, taking up to 3 damage. And we'll shoot again. That's a critical fail because I rolled a 10 on the difficulty dice. I think in that case, Butch is going to go up next. He's going to fight the cultist, give him a bit of a rough up. He only needs to do single damage. He got 3 for his difficulty. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So we killed the cultist. Okay, and that leaves Butch with 2 free actions. So Butch's next action is going to be to spin around this way and start blasting away at Imhotep. So he's got a skill value of 4. He gets 1 extra 1 for shooting, and off we go. Difficulty of 3, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits on the mummy. And he's got a third action, which he'll do to do the same again. He got a critical fail because he rolled a 10 on the difficulty dice. You just stay there. Okay then. That's Butch done, that's Ahmed done. I think we will do Marcus next. He's going to try and heal Umbatu. So let's see if we can get the tail. So yes, he gets a 1 on the difficulty dice and therefore gets 3 successes. So we heal Ahmed of his 2 wounds. That's Marcus done. The lighthouse keeper is going to move over here with 1 action, staying within an inch of Marcus, and then we'll do a single shoot action on Imhotep. Got a 5. Oh, he's a. I can't do it on lower numbers, can I? It's supposed to be a 6, so actually he only gets a single hit on Imhotep. I think I messed that up on the last roll, but I'm just going to have to roll with it for now. Oh no, minimum difficulty 5. The shooting attack, always. Okay, I think I might have messed that up for the entire game, but yeah, here goes. It's only hand-to-hand combat that has a minimum difficulty, so melee combat is actually much harder. It's minimum of 4 against minions and 6 against the villain. So actually you have a lot better just shooting the villain as often as possible. But finally, we've got Umbatu. He's not going to kill him, I don't think. I've got to cause 6 wounds here. So his first attack, he gets 2 extra dice because of his ability, his brute ability. So off we go. We've got a minimum of a 6, so those come off, and he does 3 damage. That's a good start. If we can do that again, it's game over. So let's have another strike. Let's see what we do here. Not as good now. So minimum difficulty of 6, so we fail all those. He just does 1 more damage. Takes the mummy up to 10 damage. So with everyone activated, that is the end of the hero's turn. And we're on to the villain's turn now. So first up is going to be the threat check. We've got 2 dice plus 5 for that level of 5. Take away the higher dice, so it's a 2. So we get 4 successes. 4 successes from the shadows again. Oh, just nah. So we place another this person. I think that's going to be within an inch of place a new minion. Now this isn't a ambush, so he cannot do anything there. Okay, so that's the increase there, and then we do the crawling chaos, and then we increase the threat, threatening overtures. So crawling chaos, Ahmed, Gets a 2 and a 2, he's fine. Butch, and now let's do Marcus and here. Okay, he's fine. Mr. Patterson, he fails. So he's going to move 4 inches back this way, just off camera. Umbatu fails, he's going to move 4 inches back over here. That makes, Imhotep's life different. Actually, Butch would be better failing this. But of course he succeeds because he's Butch Sullivan. Right then, so we've done that. +1 to current threat level, that takes up to threat level of 6. And it is now the bad guys go. So we'll do the cultist again first over here. He's going to make his attacks against Ahmed. He's got a 5 and a 1. So it was a 6 difficulty. He rolled 2 1s and a 2, so it's only 2 hits. And yeah, the wounds are piling up now across the whole band a little bit. So that's his attack. Next we'll do Imhotep. So now Imhotep is no longer with engaged, so I think he's free to move. So is he in base contact with Princess Anarcha? No. So if yes, move. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare because Butch is going to not generate any action points next time. So we're just moving straight across. He can't, well, he moves exactly 6, it says. Is it exactly 6 towards? No, okay, so he's not in contact. No. If yes, move him towards Princess Anarcha. I think until, it just needs a slight clarification on that. I would say it stops when in contact. And then, is the model within attack range of a heroic model? Yes, make an immediate attack against a heroic model of your choice within the attack range of the model. I think he's going to attack the person. Oh, no, he's thinking this is Princess Anarcha and he wants to escape with her. So I would actually suggest he attacks the nearest other model, which is here going to be Marcus, unfortunately. So he has a skill level of 7, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 1 dice. So he blasts at Marcus. I think it's going to be a disadvantage because there's a bit of cover in there. So we will take away the lower score. It's a 7, which means he gets 1, 2 damage onto Marcus. Can't lose Marcus. He's my heal bot. Okay then, that's him done. And at this point, he's then going to attempt to run off with Butch. That's a bit of a problem because Butch is the man. So that's the end of the villain's turn. We're going to move on to hero's turn number 7. Come on there. So beginning of hero's turn number 7. Increase the turn number. This is not looking good. So we need to free up Ahmed as quickly as possible. Then we need to deal with Prince, and then the free Butch. So in this case, I think the lighthouse keeper down here is going to shoot at this cultist to start with. His first action. Difficulty 6, he fails all of them. He's going to take a second shot at him then. I really could do with putting a couple of points of damage on this cultist. Difficulty 7, we get a single hit. That's 1 damage on the cultist. Okay, I think I'm then going to do Ahmed. He's going to fisticuffs this man because he's in engaged range. Difficulty 5, he succeeds there with 2 hits. So he's up to 3. And then he'll do it again. Difficulty of 6, he gets a single one more, so that kills that minion. That's fabulous. That's good. I could have done with doing that on the first attack, so I can go and get some healing. But that will do. Next up I am going to... Marcus is going to take a shot at the prince. I keep calling him the prince. I don't know why I keep calling him the prince. At the mummy. Because he's Prince something or another from whatever line, miniature line he's from, I think. So he's going to be disadvantaged because he's shooting across the terrain, but he gets 3 dice. I don't know if that's any better or worse than rolling. Moving out of cover, but I can at least get 2 shots here. So we take the lower one away, which leaves us with a difficulty of 6. So that's 2 successes. That bumps him up to... Oh, that kills him. Well done, Marcus. You are usually the worst player. That takes him to 12 damage and kills Imhotep over there. And I think that's it. So if I read this right, ending the game. The game ends when one of the following becomes true. The villain is dead and there are no villainous models currently on the board. No, there isn't. I think there's one to reveal, but he's still a marker and therefore there's no more left. Done an objective, no one's dead, no one's left the board. Okay, once the game is over, total up the points you have earned from your objectives and add the following bonuses. So objectives, I got 3 for the destroy the idol. I've got to look at more hunt the fiends. Hang on, let me have a quick count up here. I killed 4 minions, sorry, because I also killed the high priestess. So 3 cultists, 1 high priestess. So that gives me 2 points, and then I get the normal end of game ones. So they are hero is alive at the end of the game. Yes, that's +1, and didn't lose a single teammate, +1. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in the end of Butch Sullivan and the Curse of the Mummy, or whatever we're going to call this episode, we have scored 7 victory points. I got rank C. Adequate. I shall give you a shilling for it. Expect some more pulp serials on the channel soon. I think I'll probably try and knock one of these out a week or so. So thank you very much for joining us once again here at Cock Dice. We will see you again soon.